shocking that this makeup can just, with such a little bit, make such a striking difference in the way my skin looks. So I'm just swirling this around. Now, Seint is cream-based makeup, which makes it very, very maturing skin friendly, like I said. That means that it won't crease, it won't gather in fine lines. It evens out your skin tone, as evidenced by either side of my face, and I really do have like a minimal makeup on. You can still see some texture in my skin, and I'm okay with that. I mean, the wrinkles are there. It's not like they're going to magically disappear when I put makeup on, but they can soften. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm just softening the appearance of that texture by swirling the littlest bit of makeup around on my face. And look at the difference between the two sides. You can already see how it's evening out my skin tone. I have a lot of red. I have some broken capillaries. I'm red kind of through here, my nose even. But when I just swirl around the lightest little bit with this fluffy brush, I'm going for light coverage here. But when I just kind of swirl that around, look at how it color corrects. I haven't even gone around my eyes yet. But look at how pretty that finish is. And it's really just minimal makeup. So if you're like a makeup minimalist, usually when I get on here, I show some demi, and then I show contour and brightening, and it's more of like a medium coverage. Tonight I'm doing a very light coverage, but I want to show you. I already thought I was using less. Hey, I already thought I was using like a lot less, but this way I'm even using less than I usually use, but you can already see the difference in the two sides of my face. So I will just continue to kind of swirl this around. And I'm just going to wait as a few more people hop on, because I really want people to see the difference that just this one highlight shade has made in evening out my skin tone. And it truly is the lightest bit of coverage. Like I said, this is the blend brush. Remember that Seint 3D is cream makeup. So if you have textured skin, if you're over the age of, say, like 35, you're starting to see some crow's feet. Maybe you're starting to see some smile lines. Maybe your pores, like overnight, got bigger. It's like, what? How did that happen? Then this makeup is actually going to work with the texture on your face. It's almost like you swipe a filter and suddenly everything just looks more vibrant, more radiant, just more glowy. It's just so pretty. So I'm just going to go ahead now to the other side of my face so you can just really see the difference. See, just like that, that redness is gone. So a fluffier brush will give you a lighter coverage. You can build it, but it's actually going to take some effort because these fluffy brushes are made to give you a very light, sheer, foundational look. So I'm evening out the color in my skin, softening texture, giving myself a really pretty glow. But look at how that redness just disappears. It's phenomenal. All right, so now that I have done that, I think what I want to do now is go into the brighter highlight shade. Now the brighter shade that I'm using tonight is called Sunlit. And Sunlit definitely has a yellow cast to it. But I'm not using demi. And I think that, with this redness that I have in my lid, I really think that this sunlit is going to be really pretty, and it will actually kind of correct that red. Look, and I am barely touching. Do you see how soft that touches on my skin? And look at how it's starting to correct out those little capillaries, the redness. See that redness along my lash line? It's really just starting to, look, just like that. Then I'll take some and I'll go kind of along my lash line here. Look at that madness. We'll go in the corner here. I like to play around with the different colors. I still think that if you are just starting out, you definitely need to be color matched for your correct colors. But once you really get familiar with your face, and you might think you are, you're probably not, especially as we get older, things are changing. It's not what it used to be. Exactly, right? Seriously, that's a huge change. And I'm using just the 3D makeup. So usually when I get on here to color correct my eyes, I go to Demi and I neutralize out the color that I see, like the violet, the blue, maybe the pink, the orange, the purple, all that stuff. I use multiple Demi colors to spot correct the color on my face. But here, I have just literally used these two shades, and look at how much brighter. Look at that, seriously. Look at how much lighter and brighter that is. And it's kind of doing that little bit of color correction itself, because this is sunlit and it has a lot of yellow to it. So then I can take it, watch my eyelid, and watch, I'm barely touching. Do you see that? Barely touching. And look at that. It just immediately starts to correct it. Kid you not, it's like voodoo magic, you guys. I'm not even joking about that. Let's tap up underneath the lash line. Look at that. Holy cow. Hey lady, how you doing? All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that highlight and I am going to brighten the usual suspects. So I'm going to take that sunlit and I'm going to put some right here in the center between my eyebrows. Just the littlest bit. If you don't have the right skin tone, this will show up very, very yellow. But even the wrong skin tones can use the tiniest bit of sunlit, and it actually will look like the sun is just shining on your face. Now, I can actually use this shade all over my face if I want to because of my skin tone, but I'm just going to use it as my brightener down through the center of my face. So just like I usually use like white peach or linen, something like that. Anchorage, Alaska. I used to live there. I want to go there so bad. I lived there when I was a kid, and I have the best memories. Oh my gosh. Because this was like back in the 70s. Y'all know I'm old, right? 54. So this was back in the 70s. Like we would go to, well, it's Denali now, but it was Mount McKinley National Park back in the day. And we used to go camping, like hardcore camping. They didn't have like tent sites with electricity and running water. Like we hardcore tent camped. We used to wear whistles around our necks in case we saw bears. For some reason, my parents thought that would keep them from eating me. I have no idea. Yeah, like real camping. We used to go up by Eagle River, camp up there. I can still remember, like that water would rush by like insanely loud, like it drowned out all the sounds around you. because that water was just rushing by so fast. And I can still remember that sound. Oh, I miss that. I can remember seeing the grizzlies. I actually lived in the city of Anchorage, and I can remember, it was so cool because we could go outside in front of our house and ice skate on the street, but it really, really sucked. When the ice started melting, you just kind of skate along, and then you hit asphalt. It was so much fun. Painful, but so much fun. That's also the place that I first got my tongue stuck to a pole. Have you ever done that? Let me know if you've ever gotten it's a thing. Like, it really does happen. And it's like, ah! You're screaming. And then when you try and get your tongue off, it like rips off. Oh my God, it's like a whole thing. I was like 6. I remember this so vividly. It's crazy. Anyway, that's my Alaska moment. That's funny. I still have a lot. My mom passed away a few years ago, and I have all kinds of Alaska things around my house made by the Eskimos. I also have stuff made by the Tlingit Indian tribe. I remember their little like houses that they put over the grave sites, the totem poles, all that stuff. Love it. So glad you're here. Thanks for the walk down memory lane. Anyway, so what I have done, tonight I'm doing something different, you guys, and I'm using the blend brush. And when I applied this makeup, just to recap, I already have on my main shade and my highlighting shade. I have not contoured. I'm actually going to do that last because I want you to see what a difference contour makes to a face that already has the highlights on it. Usually I just that from the get-go. So I'm going to show this last, and I'm only going to do half my face, and I want you guys to see what a striking difference it is. But what I did, instead of using the detail brush like I usually do, where I stipple and get it down into all that texture, I'm going actually for a lighter coverage of makeup. So if you're somebody who does not like to wear a lot of makeup, number one, when I usually put it on, it's not a lot of makeup because you do use significantly less of cream makeup than you do any other kind of makeup. But I'm even using less. And I'm using this brush, the blend brush, and instead of stippling the makeup on, I swirled it. I just load up my brush and look, hardly any pressure on the brush in the tin. And I'm just swirling it around, and look, I'm barely touching my face. And it's depositing all that wonderful color in just a very light, smooth application that color corrects my skin. And then I used the highlight shade, and I'm putting that in the usual places. Instead of using demi, I'm using sunlit. And look at what this does. It's just so pretty. It just color corrects that red, gives me just a little bit of warmth, but it's just a beautiful, beautiful shade. And I get that glow right off the top. But what I'm going to do now is throw on the contour on half of my face. Because if you don't think you need to be contouring, A, you don't have to do anything, but B, get a load of this. It's freaking amazing. So I'm going to take the same brush and I'm going to go into this contour shade here. Now this is indigo, and I'm just getting the littlest bit of my brush. I'm going to start with my forehead. You guys know how I do not like this big giant forehead of mine. So right now you see all of it in all its glory because it's all one color. I've used just my main highlight shade. But now what I'm going to do is add a shadow through the top right here. And watch what this does for the shape of my forehead. So what I'm doing is adding a shadow. And this is a matte shade of contour. And what it does is put down, it lays down this matte shade, which is going to absorb light so that my forehead is not reflecting all the light and blinding you guys when you look at it. See that shadow? See how it starts to just it kind of starts to give my forehead some shape here in a very subtle way. It's very natural. You could use the other end of the brush, and if you're one of those people that likes to do your lines, you could certainly do that and then blend it out. Either way is fine. Does the same thing. Just make sure you blend really well because we want it to look natural. But see how that is just reflecting all this light? It's like, hello, large forehead. Over here, though, I have this very nice shadow, and it kind of guides the light towards the center of my face, because we don't see things that are shadowed as easily as we see things that are in full light. So this is just a way, if you don't like your forehead, or if you're just trying to create some shape, you can definitely do it this way. I got a hair there, trying to catch it and move it out of the way. Okay, now I'm going to go to my cheek. Now I do have a natural shadow, but you can see I'm 54. So things are starting to drop. Like, I'm not ready to be 6 feet under, but my skin is just kind of pulling that direction. And I know that because see where this shadow takes a dip? If I were, and watch this right here, if I were to pick that shadow up and put it back where it belongs, look what happens to that jowl. It disappears. So I know it's dropping, but I'm going to use my contour to put that shadow back where it belongs. Now, if you don't have a shadow to begin with, totally fine. Feel for your jawbone. And instead of putting it underneath your jawbone, I want you to put it just above that. Okay? So we are just going to build our own shadow. Gravity be damned. So what I'm doing is I am creating a shadow that is going to cup underneath the higher part of my cheekbone and make it look lifted. Makes it look more prominent and more lifted. And I, today, am just going to join the contour here, and then I'm going to continue just to kind of swirl it out. Do you see a difference, though, in this side of my face that it already has the contour, it already has the shadow, as opposed to this side which just has foundation? So I'm already giving myself some shape, some shadow. It also creates more of a contrast and makes my eye look more bright or brighter. My English, I promise you, English is my first language. I'm having all kinds of trouble. All right, so now I am going to take care of that little gem right there. And remember, I'm using the blend brush. Usually I use the detail brush. But if you'll also notice, tonight I'm doing everything with the same brush. You know how I like to flip around and do different stuff. Tonight it's all in a brush. So I am going to start here, and I am just going to start sweeping it across on the jawbone. And do you see how it's starting to shadow out the underside of that jowl? And that makes it not reflect light, which makes it less noticeable, which makes me feel better. So, you know, this is not about you guys. Makeup is about making yourself feel good. Because if you feel good about the way you look, and you can argue my point all day long, I will never believe you. You will never convince me otherwise. But when you feel good about the way that you look, your mindset's better, You can handle all the stuff that goes down in your day better because you just feel better. When we are unhappy with the way that we look, whether it's our aging face, the wrinkles, maybe you have really bad rosacea, maybe you, now, all those years of laying out in the sun are showing themselves in all sorts of sunspots, melasma, all that stuff. If we focus on all of that, what happens? We feel like crap. We feel like crap. Makeup is such an easy, simple tool to make yourself feel better. And I don't know about you, but at 54, there are mornings that I get up and I see the shit show going down. And I am glad I have this. Because then I can put it on. I can take care of some of this stuff. And it just lifts my spirits. It's like, okay, there's that girl. She's still there. Underneath the wrinkles, underneath the melasma, underneath the rosacea, underneath all the stuff, there she is. So thank you. Yes, it's the truth. I would never lie to you. But it's seriously. All right, so now I am just going to shadow out this hanging down tissue. I've recently lost about 40 pounds, so it's not quite the double chin that it used to be, but I still don't like it. I still don't like that when I turn sideways, look, you can see my turkey neck, and you can see that, especially if I go, oh my God, then you can really see that too. I don't like that. So I just give it a little bit of a shadow, and then it's not quite so noticeable, which again makes me happy. So then turkey neck. Let's shadow that out, because the reason that you see so much texture is because that loose skin is making shadows in different places. But if you take your contour and just shadow the whole thing, you don't see it as much. Doesn't this make you feel better to know that you can kind of take care of some of this stuff that's going down? I mean, don't get me wrong. There is absolutely nothing wrong with aging. Tell me how old you guys are. Say it loud and proud. I want you to put your age with an exclamation point like I am. Boom! I'm 74 and I am great. I feel like Tony Robbins or something right now. I don't know. 68. Yes. Annalie, we're doing it, girl. 52. Yes. 61. Woohoo. 44. Brandy with the white spots. Sweet. See, it's awesome. There is absolutely nothing wrong. Yes. 58. There's nothing wrong with being that age. 77, 60. 77, Snowman, you didn't give me an exclamation point. I need you guys to be dropping the exclamation points after your age. 50, yes. By the way, Patricia from Anchorage. My middle name is Patricia. And fun fact, when we lived in Alaska, we lived on Patricia Lane. What? I used to sit, I was 5 years old, I was in kindergarten, and I used to sit underneath that street sign and practice spelling my middle name. True story. Yeah, so see, look, you and I, sister girl, we are in the same boat. The same boat. Yes! Annalie, is that not true? Seriously. I love now putting on my makeup. This right here is so therapeutic. I'm a nurse. Like, I have to be at work at the literal butt crack of dawn. And I get up just a few minutes earlier so I can take my time doing my makeup. So you and me are right in the same place. We got all this stuff going on. And we're makeup girls, right? We're makeup girls. We love to wear makeup. It makes us feel pretty. It's fun to play with colors, all those things. But if you have not changed your makeup since you turned, like say you're 45 and you've been wearing the same makeup for the last 5 years, you may need to tweak some things. If you're 55 and you've been wearing the same makeup your whole adult life, that was me. Same formulas. I changed up brands and stuff. But, oh, that's funny. Patricia Pauline, that's cute. I switched up brands, but I always wore liquid foundation, and I always put powdered blush, and I always covered it with a layer of powder after I swiped a whole bunch of concealer underneath my eyes. And guys, I am here to tell you that if you have the wrinkles, the crow's feet, the little lines around your lips, whatever direction they're going, the marionette lines, these things, marionette lines, what about the shadows that are caused from your jowls? If you have those things, it's time to change your makeup. And I'm speaking from experience. I know this because I did it myself, and it has created a world of difference in how I feel about being 54. I kid you not. What are you waiting for? All right, so now can you see the difference that this contour makes? Look at this. Look. Let's pretend I don't have this side of my face. Look at this. Isn't that pretty? Seriously, it's glowy. It's multidimensional. It's not flat in one single color. I have shape. I have cheekbones popping. That jowl is not so noticeable. The thing here, the turkey neck, compared to that, seriously, compared to that, all one color, which people are not all one color, guys. If you look at your naked face in the mirror, you are multicolored. So why on God's green earth do we go get the ivory foundation and paint our face one color? It makes no sense. Can I get an amen? Can I get a praise be? Hallelujah. Taking you guys to church. I love you guys. And that's why I'm here. That's why I'm here, because I know what a difference this makeup has made in the way that I feel. And I know, guys, I know. Before you say anything, it's freaking makeup. Whatever, Jody. That's so lame. No, it's not, because it's true. When I came upon, and you guys that follow me, you've heard this story, but when I came upon Seint 3D cream makeup, I was feeling like literal stepped on dog poo about myself, about the way I looked, about my weight. I was probably experiencing depression on some level, but I never would have admitted that. But I'm sure I was. I had friends telling me, Jody, I think you might be like really honestly depressed. And I was like, no, whatever. And then I'd go cry. But seriously, or I'd sleep the day away. All those things. And then I happened upon, I was scrolling TikTok, guys, much like you might be right now. So just stop and listen for a second. I was scrolling TikTok, and I saw these women that are just like you guys, just like me. We're all the same. We're getting older. We see texture. We see wrinkles. We see rosacea. We see melasma. We see broken capillaries. We see all these things happening. And it's like, wait, I used to be cute. I used to be beautiful. I used to be pretty. I used to have great skin. And now it's like hanging off my face like melting wax. And then I put this makeup on my face, and just like that, I felt better. Guys, I am so dead freaking serious. So serious. I have since lost 40 pounds. I I no longer have issues with chronic pain or depression. My mindset is just like, let's do this. Let's live this life. Let's try these new things. I mean, I am going live on TikTok. If you knew me before, like a long time ago, that would definitely have been me. Definitely. I would have done all these things, right? But then I had a 18-year, very abusive marriage. I had some trouble with one of my kids. What else? God. Crazy relationship with my father. I mean, come on. You know, we all have it. And that took away a lot of my joy. And then I founded this dog rescue in Houston that had my heart. And it all went freaking hell in a handbasket, literally. Because somebody who I thought was my friend turned out not to be, and it became a whole thing, and I lost that. And then I relocated. Guys, am I telling your story? I gotta be telling your story, because I know that I'm not the only one that has experienced these things. My husband and I thought it would be a good idea to move all the way across country for this dog rescue that then fell completely apart. I moved to a place where the only people I knew were dog rescue people that were supposedly my friends, and within 6 months I was not speaking to any of them, not a single person. And then the pandemic hit, and I was isolated, away from my children, away from all of my friends in Texas, where I'd lived for the previous 20 years. I lost everything. I was working a shit job that I hated. And then my husband got laid off, so I had to stay in that job. And then I started having these chronic pain issues related to stress. I developed the spasmodic dysphonia that I had, that vocal tremor that I have, that was not diagnosed, got significantly worse, and I lost my ability to communicate articulately. I lost my sense of self, guys. And then I got this makeup and I put it on my face, and I thought, you know what? I'm still me. I'm still me. And damn it, if I am not going to make some changes. And as hokey as it sounds, as lame as it sounds, it started because of freaking makeup. That's my story. Don't tell me I'm alone here, because I know I'm not. I just told you all the shit that's gone down in my life. But I know you guys have all experienced something too. And if you're in that bad place and you find yourself sleeping the day away, or living in the dark, or not wanting to go out and socialize with friends or be around family, guys, make a change. You are not alone. Some of us have been there and are not there anymore. Other people are smack in the middle of it with you. But do something for yourself, and if that includes makeup, something as ridiculously innocuous as makeup, I can help you, and I want to help you. That's why I do this. Yes, it's my business. Yes, I want to make money. Who doesn't? And I'm not. Don't kick me for saying that. Of course, you want to make money. So don't get mad at me because I have a business that happens to be makeup. But I can use this vehicle to help you, to help people, to help other women, maybe to help men, to help anybody. This is a vehicle that can help people. Okay. Anyway, look at the difference Contour has made. Seriously. So I've taken care of so much of what I feel is just meh. And that's the large nose. I've contoured that puppy, made it a little less large looking. I took this beautiful brightening shade called Sunlit, and I put it around my eyes. And it brightened things up. See how it just brightens things up? Right? I have used my main shade. And it has evened out my skin tone. And I'm using this fluffy brush so it's very light. I have literally next to no makeup on my face. Just want to brighten down through the center of my nose here. And please, if you have questions or if you just need to get on here and type me line after line after line of all the shit that's going down in your life just to get it out, we don't have to comment on it. We don't have to comment. None of us will say anything. Get those words out there into the world and let go of holding on to them. Just let it rip, sister. We are a community of women, a community of people, and people of all ages. It is not a new contour, Annalie. It's just the one I'm using tonight. Now, I will say this. If you're very fair like I am, is he diabetic, Bama? Is it from diabetes? If you are very fair like me, indigo is one of those shades that you want to use very, very carefully because it can start to look kind of muddy on your skin. You'll know you have the wrong shades if your contour starts to look dirty or it collects in pores. Having said that, let me say this. I can't wear indigo if I draw lines on my face in a very thick way. If I tap indigo on and kind of buff it out, then I can use it. But your contour is the wrong shade if it looks dirty on your face. Annalie, I go back and forth. I like ash some days. Other days I want the warmth of olive. And sometimes I use both. So lots of ways you can play around with it. Highlight shades. If it's way too bright, your lines and wrinkles are just going to pop like a spotlight is being shown. That doesn't mean you can't wear it. Just wear less of it, and maybe just wear it in the corners of your eyes, as opposed to, all over. So tell me about that, Brandy. Does shadow work for your contour? Because that's kind of it's Seint 3T. Like the aura. Shadow is one of those that really can be hard for people to wear. So I'm curious what you think about shadow. All right, so now let's go ahead. I think we've spent enough time on the 3 basic shades. These are the ones I would like to color match you to. Because quite honestly, it is hard to get a very true representation of color digitally. It's not going to be exact. And oftentimes, more often than not, if left to our own devices, we will choose a color that's too light because these colors are very pigmented and they can look a lot darker in the tin than it will on your face, because when you apply it to your face, you're certainly going to be using minimal product. So I'd like to color match you to your contour and your main highlight and your brightening highlight shade. Just remember, Brandy, that Bella is a bronzer, not a contour. So just remember that. Annalie, you're right. Bella is a bronzer shade. If you are struggling with your contour shade, I would hit up your artist and explain what's going on and talk to them and see if they would suggest something else. But I can bet that you need just by looking at your picture here. Are you a brunette and do you have dark eyebrows? You likely need a shade that is more saturated than shadow. I use Aura and Amber. Sister girl, I would use Astoria. I'd start with Astoria. You could use indigo. Look, you know how fair I am. And I got the red hair and the light eyebrows. And I can use indigo. This is indigo. So, indigo has a little bit of a reddish warmth to it. Astoria is a little bit more neutral, cool. So, you know, without seeing your picture, it's hard to suggest. But I will tell you this. If you get a collection, typically Astoria is paired with the Amber and Aura. So, that's what I would do. I've been struggling with that too. Tea Lady, what have you been struggling with? The color of your contour? Yeah, try Astoria. Astoria, Brandy, honestly, most of the time that you've seen me on here, I've used Astoria. Ash was my color match contour, but sometimes I really like my cheekbones to pop, so I will go to a darker contour to get that deeper shade. Not that you can't build up ash. You can certainly go heavier with the shades, but I like to play. So, all right. So now I'm going to do a color called Rosewood. Now, Rosewood is not typically available 12 months of the year. It was a shade of the month last year, but it may be coming back soon. So I'm going to show you Rosewood. Now, if you like a very warm, earthy shade, Rosewood is for you. You can also mix it with some surprisingly different shades, and it's gorgeous. So, thank you, thank you. So I like to actually, you know, I'm a mixer. I have all the colors, even colors that by themselves are really not the best on me, because I definitely do better with stuff that's very neutral or neutral warm. If I try the cooler colors, I typically look very washed out, but I buy them because you can mix everything together and make some of the prettiest, like, unique shades. So, I'm going to go with that same brush. I'm using the same brush on everything tonight. I'm going to go into that Rosewood, and I'm going to just fluff here. And I am going to start swirling that around on my cheek. And see, look, do you see how much pressure I'm using on that brush? Like none. I'm just barely wisping it over my face and just kind of swirling it around. And this is different than I usually do. Usually I stipple. But I'm going for a very light, barely there, very natural finish with my makeup. And that doesn't mean that you can't build up color with these brushes, because you certainly can. You certainly can. But you didn't hear it from me, but it's quite possible we may be seeing this shade soon. You didn't hear that from me, though. So, there's that. I feel like a super secret spy person giving you intel. Isn't that pretty, though? Such a beautiful color. And look at the warmth. And look at how crazy that color looks. That looks like, oh my God, it's orange. But look, it's just a very natural, earthy, warm shade. If I wanted to, I could certainly add some pink to it and kind of make it a little bit cooler. You can certainly do that. But yeah, it's a very pretty shade. So I'm going to go in. It's a satin too, so it's going to be a very muted shade. It won't gloss up. Do you see that? Pretty intense, right? That's a rosewood. Now, watch this. I'm going to take a pink. I'm going to put Hollywood over top of this. Hollywood is a pinky gold. It's actually pinker than what it's looking. It's looking very coral here. But I am going to put that over top. And it starts to cool it down a little bit. You see what I mean about being able to mix these shades? I mean, who'd have thought? Orange and pink, right? Like, if I didn't know better, like if I wasn't a girl, if I was like my husband, he'd say, that's orange. Well, it's rosewood, honey. It's more of like a kind of a burnt orange, maybe a little bit of terracotta, you know, that kind of thing, right? But look when you put the pink on it. Isn't that pretty? So, lots of fun you're going to have with these colors. And I encourage you, you guys know how I am. Play with color, mix and match. Buy colors you wouldn't normally wear. Put them on your face. You may find that you love them. Okay, so that is... I'm just going to add a little bit more here. So tell me, those of you that join me often, tell me, do you do something like I did tonight? Like lots of fun stuff. Lots of fun stuff. All right. Before I go on to eyebrows and eyeshadow, if you are interested in trying cream makeup and you have not yet, then I would love to color match you. It's for free. I guarantee that you will get... Bill? Am I frozen? I hope I'm not frozen. Thank you, Brandy. I may have to take it off Wi-Fi if I keep freezing. Okay, good. Thank you. Melody, thank you. Melody, I haven't seen you for a while. Good to see you again. Thank you so much. It keeps freezing. Okay, tell me if I'm good. Tell me if I'm good. I should be good now. It seems to be. Because whenever it freezes, it does kind of give me a drop down. But, good. Okay. So, anyway, what I was saying, if you would like to try, before I go do my eyeshadow and my eyebrows, I would like... Maybe I should take off my Wi-Fi. Let me see if that helps. Give me just a sec. Bear with me. Connecting over. Okay. Okay, so I let go of the Wi-Fi, so hopefully that will help. Tell me if you can see me and give me a thumbs up. I don't want to lose you guys. I will take this opportunity to drink some wine. Okay, so maybe that'll help. I'm upstairs. I'm not in my usual place. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Good. What I was going to say, if you've not tried Seint Makeup, there are two ways that you can get started. You can go to my website, which is linked in my bio, and you can go to the Collections tab, click Find My Shades, and then answer some questions. It will guide you towards shades that will very probably work for you. The other option is to text me color match. My phone number is in my bio as well. just click that link, or you can submit by jot form. But I always recommend the color match first before you venture out on your own and go rogue. So I am a roguer, I will tell you that. I love to go against the rules. I love to be a rebel without any kind of cause. But it is nice to start your Seint cream makeup journey with the right shades before you start venturing out and playing with stuff. But in any regard, if I can help you in any way, let me know. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go to an even fluffier brush. I'm going to add the littlest bit of a setting powder. And I am loving this rosewood, guys. Seriously. Just remember, it might be coming back. But you didn't hear that from me. And it might be soon. Put your ear to the phone. It might be soon. Let's add a little bit of setting powder. Remember, we put setting powder where we don't have texture if that texture bothers us. I don't like to accentuate my forehead wrinkles, so I use the cream, but I don't use powder. I don't put it underneath my eyes, again, because I have texture. But you can do whatever you want to do. You have a Seint artist, but you love watching your lives. Well, good. I'm glad I can help you. And thank you for staying loyal to your artist. Hopefully she meets your needs. Just like anything, there are some, bless their hearts, that are a little bit sketch. But I am glad and hope that I can continue to make your Seint cream makeup journey fruitful. Oh, I've never seen my neighbor's dogs. I can see them tonight. That's fun. Okay, let's do some eyebrows. Let's do it. And you know me. I don't like to spend a whole lot of time on eyebrows. I feel like color and all those things are so much more fun. That said, we need to do something to the old brows, because the old brows actually create a very nice frame for your eyes, for your facial expressions. They can give you some good symmetry. If you're like me and you make faces all the time, it just makes those faces better. So she's in her 30s, so it makes a difference watching women more my age. I agree. And honestly, I'll be honest with you, that's one of the reasons I decided to become an artist, because I had sworn off anything like this. But then I thought, you know what? When your face starts to change, you get wrinkles and stuff. When your face starts to change, those young gals are beautiful, but I am not that person. Jamie! How are ya? Jamie, why have you not sent in your color match? I'm calling you out in front of the world. And why have you not messaged me about your jewelry? I have an event coming up. I really wanted to rock one of your things. Jamie. Because I'm broke. Jamie. Let me color match you. We can work with that. Oh my gosh. The young gals, they're nice. They're beautiful. These young gals, no. I'm not throwing them any shade. Not at all. But it's different. Those of us who are a little bit older and have maturing faces, we have different needs. So it is nice to be able to find somebody that is kind of in that same place. So, all right. So, quick, easy eyebrow. And I just dipped into the wrong color again. If you were watching me last week, I did 2 different color eyebrows completely unintentionally. But I squirreled and just started going into a different color. And part of the reason is because I changed palettes. Check out this Big Daddy palette I got. Is that not amazing? I can put all my eyeshadows in it. And I have room for more. You never have done your eyebrows. Well, would you like to? Melody. By the way, I love that name. Love that name. So pretty. You know what name I also like? Harmony. And I also like Lyric. Okay, so there we go. Same color eyebrows. So we're good. And then because I do use the eyeshadow, I definitely want to get blonde eyebrows. Well, that's fine. There is an eyeshadow that will work for you. Because, that it's all about contrast. It's all about contrast. That's what's so nice about contour, too, is that you're giving your face some contrast. That creates interest, but it also can accentuate your features in a way that's just absolutely stunning. And you never know if you don't try, so why not try? Right? Why not? Life's short. Get some eyebrows. All right, so now I am going to go into eyeshadow on my eyes. I just want to fix this real quick. Okay. Yeah, and if you need my help, just text me. Just text me. My number's up there. I'll help you out. Let's do some eyeshadow. Now, I've stayed very warm, so I think I'm going to stay very warm with my eyeshadow as well. Just because, it's good. But I will add some shimmer. I am going to go a little bit bold, but with natural colors. So I have to clean off my brush real quick because I was using pink earlier. I have a handy dandy brush tile, so I can just kind of brush my brush across there, and it takes off any excess color. Isn't that kind of handy? Okay, so I think what I'm going to use tonight for my base shade is, let's use oak. No, I don't want to use oak. Let's use butterscotch. This is butterscotch. I don't know what this color is. Maybe I'll use this color. Let's try this. I have no idea what shade it is. It's brand new. Sorry, I just hit my phone stand. It is Leo. Let's try Leo for our transition shade. Now, this is the color that's going to contour my eye. It's going to give my eye some depth through that crease area. I don't have a heavily hooded eye, but I do have, see that crease of skin that's creeping over right there? The transition shade or contour shade is what's going to make that recede, and then I add a shimmer and other colors to bring the rest of my eye forward so it looks like I have a nice crease. So let's go in with this, Leo. I always recommend that your transition or contouring eyeshadow shade should be matte. It doesn't have to be dark, because any sort of contrast is going to create that depth. Oh, that's a pretty color. I've never used this before. That's pretty. Especially with the rosewood. Isn't that nice? Okay, and then I want to go across my lid just a little bit. Okay. Yeah, isn't this a great shade? Never used it. Just recently bought it. We'll go this side. I've seen for the last year all of these eyeshadow combinations that contain Leo, and I just never got it, but I may have a... This may bump somebody out of a top 10. Especially with Rosewood coming out. I didn't say that. Brandy, are you still hanging around? Ooh, I like it. What do you guys think? Isn't that a pretty color? Leo. Do you have, is your dark hair very warm toned or ash toned? Yeah, doesn't it? Isn't this great? Okay, I want to give myself a little bit more depth. But first, before I do that, Deb, isn't it great? Deb, you could rock this color and this rosewood. Keep that in mind. Not that I'm saying it's going to be out soon. I can't wink good. Warm toned, and I do blonde highlights. You could very likely rock these colors. Toots. Okay, now I'm going to go into, let's see, I think I want to use, let's do Holly. So I've used Leo, now I'm going to go into Holly. We have a theme tonight. I do like Holly. I think it's a really pretty color. So we'll go here in the corner. Oh yeah, look at that. Deborah Harsh, make sure you get your hands on these colors. With your blue eyes, oh my God, these are going to be stunning. Deborah is a new Seint artist, so I would love for you guys to go follow her. Deborah Harsh, go follow her. She's one of my artists. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Dang. Holly and Leo. All right, let's do the same thing here. So you see, I'm staying with these very natural, earthy colors, you guys, but I'm not being a wuss here with the application. We're going bold. Right? Yeah, okay, Brandy. Overthinking is wasted energy. Just run with it. Make a decision, run with it. Let me tell you guys, and I really feel this way. I had lost my train of thought, so I have to remember how I really feel. Give me just a second, it'll come back to me. Oh, I know what I was going to say. Okay, and I want you to think about this for just a second. I'm going to say this sentence, and I want you to just think about this. There are no wrong decisions. There are no wrong moves. Let's not say decisions. Let's say moves. There are no wrong moves. Every move is the right move. So just kind of dwell on that for a second. Let me tell you why I say that. Every single move is the right move because depending on results, you learn something from it. What? Hello, my name is Brandy, and I overanalyze, have white spots and dry patches under my Brandy, I am coming to North Carolina. My daughter doesn't live there anymore, but I still know some people there. That is so funny. It's like, hi, my name is Jody. I have a very wide nose. I like red wine and long walks on the beach. Not as good as white patches or white spots and stuff. Now I'm going into Holly. Holly is what I'm going to use to line my lower lash line. Very soft, because it's a strong color. And I use a brush so I get a very soft line. Okay, so, all right, Deborah, your turn. Say hello, my name is Deborah. Hello, my name is Deborah. I have long fingernails that could scratch your eyeballs out. And I change colors on them daily. Have you had anyone say they broke out from our makeup? Give me details, Amanda. Yes, this is the eyeshadow brush. Eyeshadow brush. There is a fluffy, I call it the fluffer end. This is going to be great for blending and for your transition shade because you get a nice wide swath of light color. So that's the fluffy end. And then it has this smaller kind of domed end that is great for underneath your lash line because you can use your eyeshadows as an eyeliner, but you get a very soft, not heavy line. I am all about lining your eyes, but make it soft, because as we get older, we have harsh lines on our face. What are those harsh lines? Wrinkles. We get them in the corners of our eyes. We get them here through this section of our eyes. Maybe these lines become more pronounced. They call those marionette lines. Maybe you have deeper wrinkles going this way on your face. All of those lines add a severity to our complexion because they're very delineated. They're very heavy. They take away the smoothness of our face. So when you apply your makeup, you need to make sure you're blending well so that you're adding a softness as opposed to not blending well and adding more severity to your face. So just think about that. Let's see. So she just started using Seint, and I asked her how it's going. And she said every time she used it, she broke out. So some people, Amanda, some people do have a period, short or long. It depends on how you look at it. They do have a period of adjustment. Just like anything else, when you change cleansers, maybe at first you break out, or maybe at first your skin seems a little dry, or maybe at first it seems kind of oily. Lots of things. So I always tell people, please just stick with it. Now, having said that, if they're getting like a rash or something crazy, that could be part of it too. Yeah, some people could have a reaction to beeswax. Beeswax is great for your skin, but some people are sensitive to it, just like anything else. But I would say stick with it a good couple of weeks. If you're still breaking out past that point, then I would start to maybe eliminate everything, try one product at a time. But typically, most people can wear Seint Makeup without issue because it's so minimal ingredient. So I would just kind of play with it and see. Now, guys, I'm going to clean up these edges. I'm going to blend just a little bit and soften this. Soften that out a little bit. Okay, and now I'm going to clean up these edges here because anything that drops below that imaginary line from the corner here up to the temple is going to pull our eyes down. Especially if you have like turned down eyes anyway, just be aware of that. Oh man, Brandy, that's terrible. I am so sorry. That sucks. Hi, this is Brandy. She's my very special friend. Bless her heart. All right, so I'm going to go into that sunlit, and I'm going to use that to kind of clean up this edge a little bit, and I want you to look at the difference this makes. Thank you. Oh, thank you. That's very sweet. I appreciate that. I went to school to be a nurse, but I am passionate about makeup. I'm passionate about color and texture, and like I didn't know I was artsy until I started doing makeup, and I think makeup is kind of that creative outlet for me. Some people, like my friend Jamie's _creations, you need to follow her too. Talk about a talented person. She draws, she paints, she makes beautiful jewelry, she does all these kinds of things. It's just crazy. Now see what a difference that makes when I clean up that edge. Now everything is very drawn this way, which if you are more mature, everything is going south. So we want to keep a very nice lift to everything on our face, all the lines on our face. So I'm going to add a little bit of shimmer to this, and I'm going to stay dark, I'm going to stay deep, and I'm actually going to go in with a shade called, I'm torn. You guys tell me, do I want to do Ginger Snap, or do I want to do Hot Chocolate, or do I want to do Moscow? Ginger Snap, Moscow, or Hot Chocolate? What's it going to be? Ginger Snap, Moscow, Hot Chocolate. Moscow. Okay, Brandy spoke up first, so she's the wiener. Let's go in. This is a shimmer shade. Sandy said Hot Chocolate. I'll do Moscow here, Hot Chocolate there. How about that? And let's start the Moscow. I love this color. On the inner corner and pull it across. Yep, that's what I'm going to do. So this is Moscow. Anna Lee, what do you think? Isn't that beautiful? Oh, look at that. That's like so, like, fancy. Okay, and then I will do Hot Chocolate. Hot chocolate. They're both pretty, aren't they? They're both beautiful. This actually gives a little bit more visual interest because this is all the same palette. We have a shimmer, we have a light, we have a dark, but they're all basically the same shade. It's beautiful, beautiful. So we have some Team Moscows and we have some Team Hot Chocolates. I mean, they're both beautiful, guys. Dang, girl. Nice. All right, let's add some mascara to this. Actually, I want to add some more lip color. I think I want to add some more of the rosewood. Oh, I know what I'm going to do. Watch this. I am going to add Whoops, hang on. Hot chocolate to my lips. Mommy, why is that lady putting eyeshadow on her lips? Yes! What do you think? Right? I mean, seriously. I feel like a Bond girl. Not really. See, this makeup is so versatile. Like, you could do so many things. You know what I could also do? Watch this. I'm going to take that. Let's see. I'm going to actually take... I'm thinking. No, I don't think I'm going to. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is add mascara. I know, I love to play with it. It's just so much fun. And it's kind of nice to have, like, these other personalities come out. You know, I mean, seriously, think about it. Like, if you just put on, you know, your beautiful, like, brown shades, you know, you have this personality, but then you go Moscow, and it's like, oh, yeah. Yeah. So, there's that. Okay. Mascara. This is my $5 Essence mascara that I get off Amazon. Apparently, you can also get it like at Ulta or Sephora or something like that, but literally $5, guys. Look at that. Boom. Exactly. Exactly. And thank you for saying that about the eyeliner. You don't need, I could even really smoke these out without touching an eyeliner. So it's all in the brushes that you use, the colors that you choose, and how you apply them. So definitely, I mean, definitely. By the way, I want you guys to check out these eyelashes of mine. I am so proud of them. I started using the Hello Skincare Lash Therapy probably about 6 months ago. I stopped using it after about 3 months. I do not recommend that. But just kept using it, and seriously, look at these lashes, guys. And those are mine. Like, those are my lashes. I've never had eyelashes. Amanda, yes, duh. Be bold. Life is too short, guys. Life is too short. And who cares what anybody else thinks? You do you. You do you. And do it loud and do it proud. Try new things. You could be dead tomorrow, guys. Wear your blue eyeshadow. I mean, I hope you're not, but in all seriousness, you could walk out and get the mail and be hit by an Amazon truck. I hate to be so morbid, but I see death every single day as a nurse. I see it every single day. Life is too short to be worried about what somebody's going to think about our blue eyeshadow. Seriously. Wait, what are you using for them? I need those lashes. These are my lashes, Amanda. These are like I was born with them, except until I used the Hello Skincare Lash Therapy, they were short and stubby and sparse. Brandy, so who cares if you end up with a crazy looking combo? Who cares? Fly your freak flag, sister. Why are you getting nervous? It's makeup. It's temporary. You can wash it off. Awesome melody. I use the Grande Lash Empty. Yeah. I mean, there are a lot of good serums out there. I'm not saying that Hello Skincare is the only good one by any stretch. It just happens to be the one that I use. And I do have a discount code for it. So, it's in my bio. I have a bad liver, you never know. Melody, seriously. I want you to go and buy yourself like the craziest color eyeshadow that you can imagine. You do not have to put it all over your eye. Start small. Get a line pencil or a line brush and just put the tiniest little bit right there. Tiniest little bit. I'm going to do that for you. Just a second. Okay, you talk about crazy eyeshadow combos. I'm going to take my multitasker brush. The only reason I'm doing this is because I want you guys to step outside of your comfort zones and try some new things. Life is too freaking short. So let me find my multitasker brush. You hear me rifling around here. Sorry about that. Multitasker brush. It's got this tiny little end. And I am going to go into, and I'm probably going to make this combination look like, whoa, what did she do? But I am going to go in with this color right here. Right here. I have no idea what it's called. Hang on, I might. No, I don't. Wait, can we just take a second? Look at my eyelashes, guys. I'm so excited. All right, let's see what this color is called. Atlantic, maybe? Yes, Atlantic. It's kind of the color. Look, what? It's the color of my sweater. Say, I would never wear green eyeshadow, Jody. Well, watch this. Just watch. I got it on the small end of my multitasker brush. And see, it's just the tiniest, littlest bit of color. Tiniest, littlest bit. Just start there. Just start there. Just start there. That's all you got to do. I mean, it's so light, you might not even know it's there. But you'll know that at least you tried something new. And that's kind of cool. That's a good feeling. So I wonder, Annalie, get that lash serum and try it on your brows too. I bet it would speed up the process. Right, Tina? Is that Tina? Yeah, seriously. Okay, and then I'm going to do something even crazier with this green. I'm going to put it somewhere where it might be more visible. Why not, right? So that's what I want you to do. I want you to get a shade, just the craziest shade, like a color that you love that you would never, ever dream of wearing. And I want you to take a tiny little brush. You can even use one of the little paint brushes from your kids' art supplies. And I want you to just put that color, that crazy color you would never wear in a million years, just like that. Tiniest little bit. Okay? You could even do, look at this color. Seriously. Look at that. Same thing. Right there. It doesn't have to match because you're going to use the tiniest little bit and it's just a hint. But seriously, look at that. And then, a couple days later, be a little bolder. Add a little more. Look. It's purple. See? That's how you start with color. So, I hope that I've encouraged you to step outside your comfort zone. Take that bad liver and get yourself a freaking fluorescent eyeshadow. Coal is intense. Yes, good for you. Take care, Bama. Good to see you. Good to see you here. Yeah, coal can be intense, so I think that's a great color. You want to add some drama to those eyes? Add coal. It's like crazy. I'll add some here real quick, and then I should probably go take care of the hubs. But I'll use my smudge brush, and I'll add a little bit of coal. Which one is, that's not coal. This is coal. That's coal. I'm just going to add it right here. That bumps up the intensity, doesn't it? I like that. All right. So I hope that I have offered you something that you can use somehow in your life, in your makeup, whatever. Yeah, Annalie, right? I do have to work tomorrow, so I will not be live tomorrow, but I'll be back on Thursday. That's funny. Thank you. Thanks, Brandy. Appreciate you. But you guys have a great evening and a great day tomorrow. I might pop on late tomorrow night. We'll see. We'll see how my day goes. But you guys have a good evening. Love you guys. See you later. Thanks for joining. It was so much fun. Love having you guys here.